Hey guys, how are we doing today? I am gonna do a bit of a review, thoughts on, and a love letter to one of my favorite little games that I adore. I was playing it last night on my Switch, and I said to myself, I need to do something on this game. So we're gonna take a look at Into the Breach. Is my favorite strategy game of all time. So we're going to begin a new game here because I have no idea where I left off. And I'm going to kind of walk you through the different instances of this game and kind of its main selling points. We have the basic three starting mechs here. We have an artillery mech, we have a cannon mech, and we have, watch this, douche, douche, douche. I love how it drops those things into the past because that's what's happening. You're going from the future into the past. You get to decide upon your territory. Each one of them is going to be different, each one of the different island environments. We selected the desert one. It's going to have a lot of collapsing land, and that's going to add an extra territorial danger to your giant mech fighting bug fiasco that is this game. So I like to call this super chess, or starship chess, if you will. Kind of like Starship Troopers, but you're playing chess, but your chess pieces are, again, giant fighting robots. It's a mecha joy. And you're fighting kaiju insects. Oh, I love it. So the best part of this game is the thinking aspects. This is a morning puzzle. I was just reading about the cracked tiles right there. Every morning I play a level of this game because every single instance is its own puzzle that you have to figure out. I was selecting where to place my guys when they come down, and that's important because your artillery wants a lot of room to move around, but the other two mechs have to move forward to actually meet the enemies. Different insects, you see how they're jumping about and doing crazy things. Different insects will have different attacks. And some of them can jump over your guys, other ones are flying, and then other ones are just creepy crawlies that crawl along the ground. This evil flyer here, the one with only 1 health, he's an issue. And so every game begins with you kind of figuring out who do I need to kill and in what order in order to save my grid, which is expressed at the top, and I'll show you that a little bit later, but it's how much power each island has. It's also the civilians. I like to think of it as more of a civilian thing, because without power, the civilians cannot survive in this harsh environment of the past. And as you can see from these little squares that have the dirt kind of coming up out of them, those are going to be bugs that are going to burrow up next turn. So I just knocked that guy off to the side, which means his attack isn't going to hit the building. And that's the main goal. You either want to hit them... Oh, see? Just totally squashed that dude. But did you see how it blew everyone in every corresponding square that was to the left, right, front, and back? Back at now. Enemy turn. Let's watch what they do. We have the entire back of the map collapse. That's the desert environment. And then we're going to have the new guys come up. New bug bros to squash. So that's a joy. And then the back line again is going to collapse into who knows where it goes. Now it's my turn, and we are going to try to figure this out. I edited this because I take a lot of time at the beginning of every turn to kind of figure out what's going on. But here we have the Blood Scion. He heals every bug 1 point of health at the beginning of the next turn. So he's going to be one that we want to kill. We also have a Firefly. Firefly, they fly around. They can shoot. No, he's not a flyer. Is he? I don't know. But he shoots. And so he shoots in a straight line. You can actually get the bugs to hurt other bugs, which is an amazing aspect to it that I really enjoy. And you'll notice that sometimes it sets you up in a way that it's unfair, meaning you will not be able to stop all the damage every round. There isn't always a 100% win strategy, but you do your best. And because of that, you can... I'm sorry, I got distracted by what I was doing on the screen. Because there isn't a 100% win strategy, I knocked that bug right off the side of the map, which is a super fun way of using the map and the environment in a way that... Now, you see, I pushed the blood scion on top of where another bug was going to come up, so he's actually going to die next turn, but I'm not going to have to kill him. And my tank blocked the path of that one bug. Now I have my last one, which this is the artillery mech. He shoots long range, but his bullets have the added ability of shifting people, so it can shift bad guys around. And I don't know. I just really love that ability to move game pieces on the board, which is why this is my favorite form of chess. Now, why do I keep bringing up chess? This takes place on I want to say it is an 8x8 grid, just like a chessboard. I counted it out, and so it confines you to this little square. They turn it sideways, and then you get to place your pieces all around it and kind of, decide the strategy of the situation. It has multiple moving parts, though, unlike chess, which is just a straight-up fight against, in this instance, it would be against the mechs and the bugs, which, again, Into the Breach. I would love to license your game and all of your art pieces, and the first thing I would make would be Into the Breach chess, and the second thing I'd make is add-on packs so that you can play Into the Breach, the game, with your Into the Breach chessboard, because that's just super cool. Now you can see I gotta move my guys back, because if I had left them there, they would have died. Now, what's the main issue when you have your mechs die? You'll get the mech at the end, and I saved everybody and everybody's happy. You'll get your mech at the next level, but if they die, you lose the pilot. And every game, the pilots gain a little bit of EXP, and that EXP levels them up, and every time, I think we'll see one level up during this playthrough. If not, I'll tell you about it. I'm selecting a new mission, and the missions you select, they can have different parameters, but the main thing you're looking for is you're looking for the extras. Like, you see this lightning bolt and this star. Well, that'll give you reputation, and if you can get a lightning bolt during a round, you refill the grid. So every time one of the bugs hits a civilian building, it damages the grid. So if you can get those lightning bolts every round, here it says defend the solar farms, then you're going to get extra lightning bolts, which means as long as you defend the solar farms, you can basically heal back some of the grid damage you've taken. Now, your mechs will always come back, but your pilots, if they die, you lose the pilot for the rest of that run. And what's worse is, if you retreat and you try to save your pilot for later, which you can take one pilot back into the future to bring back on future runs, that pilot will not be available if he dies, or she dies, or they die, because some of the pilots are robotic, which is super cool. And the robotic ones have really awesome extra abilities as well. It's a huge argument in the Into the Breach community which pilot is the best. I have my favorites, but I haven't discovered them all, because I haven't discovered all the different mechs either. As you can see, I'm just using the basic mechs. There are a lot of different mechs with different starting weapons, and they're all very cool. So we're beginning this new map. The bugs are going to move forward. You get to choose where your guys land, and then the bugs move first, and then you respond. So, one of the coolest things that I really like about this game is its simplicity and its replayability. There is not, huge grand strategies. It truly tickles that part of my brain. That is, I like smashing bugs, and these are giant bugs, and I'm a giant mech. It gives me that joy. I wish they could make a Godzilla game with this kind of aesthetic, on a chessboard where you're fighting the other kaijus, or even you're trying to destroy the buildings and avoid the human mechs that are coming at you. That would be extraordinarily cool. And the best part is, it's a little indie gem. Now you see how 2 of my mechs have these caution cones on them now. That means the ground's about to collapse underneath them, and I need to move them immediately. Now, if I was able to kind of hit... This is a terrible situation my tank has found himself in over here, because he is pretty much surrounded on all sides by evil bugs. Now, if my artillery was in a better position, I could probably do something to assist, but he's not. So, we're going to kill that guy, and I've got to figure out what to do now. But that's all part of the fun of the game, is you find yourself in all of these situations. If I hit him, I'll damage my mech. You see, but I could also move that extra bug onto where a bug was about to come up. Now he's gonna block that new bug that's coming up, and I think he might die in the process. Now this guy is going to just destroy that dude. And by destroy, I mean push him gently to the side, but he's still alive. But your Colossus combat mech can deal 2 points of damage. Now you see those planes collapse, and we get another fun element of the terrain here, in that the sand clouds billow up whenever certain segments are attacked, and if you're inside them, you cannot attack. It's just a way for them to kind of tell you how powerful these giant insects are, in the fact that when they create that billowing cloud, or when your mechs attack and it creates that billowing cloud, that's like an explosion. And basically the ground is so... Oh, there we go. Now, you saw how I could move my combat mech there by hitting the Blood Scion. I got a free movement of my combat mech, and that's a way to use the environment to your benefit. Now, since he's in the cloud, he's not going to be able to attack. I have to decide, do I want to take out the blood, or the Blood Scion, or do I want to take out the evil bug there? And I think I'm going to have to take out the Blood Scion, because that is the only strategy that I have. I can't attack that guy, which means that guy is going to end up damaging... Does he hit a building, or does he hit a mountain? I don't know which. If you've noticed me zooming in a lot, it's because of my legal blindness. I need to always zoom in, and it takes me a long time to... There we go, I killed that bug. It takes me a long time to kind of figure out my strategy. But that's what I love most about this game, is once you figure out the strategy you want to use, and that's it. I totally missed that there was another bug over on the other side of the map doing things. I just didn't even see that guy until literally just now. I hate it when they jump like that. It freaks me out. I mean, it's cool. I love the aesthetic of it, and I love the art of this game. The chunky robots used. It's like a Saturday morning cartoon, in the best way possible. I'm really giving this some thought. So I downloaded this game first on Steam, and then I got it on the Nintendo Switch. It spread to all consoles, and I would absolutely adore seeing an Into the Breach 2, with more mechs, more bugs, all sorts of different things, just more of the same. They don't need to change anything, because I think this game might be, and it's gonna be strange to say, perfect in a way. It's a delightful strategy game that delivers on its intentions. The only thing that I think could be better done is if they designed it so that every map can be won, like a game of Sudoku. I've gained the EXP over there on my pilots. I don't believe any of them leveled up. Not yet, but they will. And to really get the pilots to level up, you're going to want to This is the last mission that I'm going to play today. You're going to want to have the mech get the killing blow. So I'm going to decide where everybody goes, and we're going to start. This map has an extra thing, which is water. Water for quote-unquote colossal enemies, which we haven't seen any yet. They can stand in water, and I believe they can even attack in water. The mechs can be in water, but they can't attack. And certain bugs, if you push them into water, cannot swim, so they will die. So you have to imagine, this isn't like a small pond or lake. These are ginormous aspects of water. You have to really have a big lake or reservoir. And there you go, your first instance of a bug drowning. It's absolutely phenomenal. Moving the pieces around is an excellent little addition to the strategy, but you can see here, my combat mech, I don't have enough movement to actually make it to that bug to stop him from attacking, so I've got to just move my guy into a position to block the attack, because I'm trading off my mech's health for the health of the community overall. And it's kind of a weird strategy, but it is 100% the way to go for a majority of the time. You're juggling your grid health, your mech's health, you're kind of figuring out who you want to give EXP to. Later on, you're going to have the additions of reactor cores, which are utilized to upgrade your mechs by giving them more movement, more health, or increasing the potency of the weapons they have equipped, or giving them new weapons. And it's just this extraordinary game about resource management, application, and strategy that comes together into an absolutely phenomenal daily puzzle that's just an utter delight. There we go. We've killed that bug. Or I believe we killed a bug, I'm not sure. And then this guy's gonna punch this bug into oblivion right here. And there you go. Enemy turn. We have the new enemies show up, and now we just have to deal with them. I think the best part is this is not a graphically overwhelming game. Wow, that was intense. The one thing I can wish is I wish I had the ability to turn the map so that it was all straight on. That would be so much easier for me to see. It wouldn't give us this distinct presentation that they're going for, but I don't know. I'd enjoy it. Do I want to block the emerging bug with that guy? Blocking emerging bugs is definitely a great strategy to utilize when you're getting overwhelmed with the existing enemies on the board. But you can see if I move the guy over the existing bug, I won't be able to attack the one that's below me. So I can only attack the one that's across from me. I do have the health to block that bug though. So let's see what my decision is. Also, I could probably bring over my combat mech to help. Which is what's really interesting, is whenever you get into the fluxes of who do you want to survive, who do you want to sacrifice, what's the best strategy. I have found myself targeting my own mechs with my artillery to push bugs away. I have found that shooting my combat mech out of the way of a devastating enemy blow is the correct choice to do. And it's all of these extra little things like that that go a long way to making the game an absolute delight. You can see I'm at the edge of my seat just watching this occur. Excellent. And in turn, I'm going to end it early because, you know, my combat mech didn't do anything. But that guy shot his acid blast thing, and we have a new Scion on the board. The Scions come in multiple flavors. Sometimes they can be like shell Scions. They give everyone 1 point of armor, which increases their ability to take damage. Then you have blood scions, which can heal the people. And then you have, I forget what the other one's called, maybe fire scion. And they increase the attack of all of the buggles. To the best of my knowledge, there isn't one that increases movement. That would be a little OP because the bugs already have really good range as it is, and most of the time it's difficult to keep up with them with the mechs that you have, especially your most basic starting mechs. But the artillery mech is my favorite with the 4 legs. It reminds me so much of a Gundam. We can see I've gotten 2 out of 2 undamaged, and this is my last turn. So I have to kill 7 enemies, and I've got 6 currently. So let's see if I can get 1 more enemy death, and I will win this level, essentially. Which is always fun to do. And I'm gonna kill the Scion, because hey, that's just the way this goes. If it fits, it ships, and I've accomplished all of my extra things. None of my mechs will die. That bug just killed that other bug, which is always fun. And he goes back into the earth. I don't know why they retreat at the end of the mission. I guess it's so the game can happen, but if you look in the lower left-hand corner, you'll see I'm 24 out of 25 to upgrade one of my pilots. So, that was Into the Breach. A strategic little masterpiece. I absolutely adore that game, but it's fantastic. It's a brain teaser. It's my favorite way to start every morning. It's like Sudoku, but for your soul, because you're crushing giant insects with humongous mechs. You're welcome. If you don't own it already, I'd highly suggest it. And if they made a physical copy of that, I'd buy it in a hot minute. If they made a special edition that came with little figures, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'd buy all. In fact, what they should do is they should make a physical copy, and every physical copy has little figures, like a 3-pack to it. Just sell the little figures, man. If I could pay them, I wish they would take my money so I could sell packs of these little figures, because they're adorable, they're beautifully drawn, beautifully done artistically, and they're just so cool. And the world that it creates takes place in a chessboard. I could go on and on, but I won't. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is a little bit of a side project, not the norm, but I've got a final exam today, and I need something to take my mind off things. I'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.